I really appreciate for you guys taking the time out of your Sunday. So our goal for today is just to kind of give you guys some really good tips and tricks to take away as you guys meal prep, because some of you meal prepping is brand new. If you haven't gone in and figured out which meal plan you're following, whether it's Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset, make sure you go and do that after this call. And then also, not only are you going to figure out which program you're doing, but you also need to remember that within 2B Mindset and within Ultimate Portion Fix, there are videos to help you understand what that meal plan actually means, right? So like beyond calculating your food, you want to go in and watch, they're like mini lessons. I want to say like the videos are from like, some of them are short as 2 minutes to like max, I think 10 to 12 minutes, but they're just short and sweet. And she's going to help you, both the trainers, the nutrition trainers are going to help you understand why you're eating the things you do and why you're eating the way you do. So definitely make sure you do that before you guys start to meal prep, so you know how much food you eat and all those things. And then of course, if you have questions along the way with the videos, just ask us, because obviously we've done it, we know a little bit about it. So just ask if you have questions, and if it's a question you're worried about, I'm sure somebody else is already thinking the same thing, so don't be hesitant. So without, I guess, anything else, I'm just going to dive right in. So when all of you guys signed up, all of us signed up with some sort of supplement, right? So I've got all of my supplements here. I've got my favorite Shakeology. I drink vegan vanilla. I've got my Energized packets. Lemon is my favorite, and then I've got my chocolate. So if you guys aren't familiar with the three, Shakeology is a meal replacement. I drink it for breakfast every morning. I highly recommend you guys, yep, Pam's drinking hers now. I highly recommend you guys find a recipe that you love. You have to add it with something else, right? So like adding water in vegan vanilla is going to make you want to throw up, and it's going to be disgusting. So I learned that the hard way. So you want to mix it and find a recipe that you love. So like for me, my favorite go-to with vegan vanilla is frozen berries. So what I'll do ahead of time is I'll take my purple container, I will measure out a cup of frozen berries, and if I have time ahead of time, I will individually wrap them into Ziploc bags. So I'll measure out a scoop of, can't even talk, a scoop of frozen berries, and then I'll also take a green, and I will do a green, excuse me, with raw spinach, and I will combine them so that I'm ready to go. So that when I make it in the morning, I literally just take that Ziploc bag out of the freezer, dump it in my blender with a scoop of the vegan vanilla. I use water, and because it has the frozen berries, I don't need ice. I just blend it and I'm ready to go. So find a recipe that works for you. And then for Recover is a protein that's packed with BCAAs to help your muscle recovery. So right after your workout, you drink this, you just blend it with water. This one you don't need to mix with anything. Or if you want to get a little bit wild with it, you can make it into a pudding and add a little bit of water and turn it into like a food mixture and throw berries on top or whatever. And the chocolate tastes like brownie batter when you do that. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like drink stuff, try it with the, like, it's kind of like a pudding texture. And then my favorite is Energize, and this is what we drink before our workout. And this is going to help you like amp up, focus on your workout, help you have a better caloric burn, and an overall better workout. So those are our three favorite supplements. I know that was a lot really quickly, but with Shakeology, I can't stress it enough. You can eat it whenever you want. I do it for breakfast because that's what works for me. You can do it as a snack. You can do it for lunch whenever you want. So that's my start for that. And then I'm going to toss it over to Sonia. And Sonia is going to tell us a little bit about breakfast. And if you guys have questions, you can drop it in the chat too, if that's easier for you. And we can answer it. Sonia.
Technology, I had to go unmute myself. I'm a big breakfast eater. I always have been. I know some people skip it. That's one thing that I've never done. And I like to put a lot of flavor and a lot of stuff. So I certainly take advantage of all of my containers in the morning. A couple little tricks and tips that I have come up with. The egg bites you guys can make frittatas. You can do them a million different ways. You can change the flavors. You can change your protein. I mean, obviously the egg is going to be the staple, but like ham, if you like, turkey bacon, all kinds of different things that you can put in, and vegetables. Sometimes I'll do spinach, like these ones today. I just did green pepper and onion, a little bit of cheese, and some diced up ham. And so ahead of time for my meal prep, I diced up my ham, I diced up green peppers, and I dice cut my onions, and I have leftover, so I can mix these into an egg scramble later in the week and just do something fast if I'm getting tired of that or whatnot. Some people use hard-boiled eggs as snacks. I'll also use them as my breakfast. You can make them up. They stay really well. Once I peel mine personally, I will take them and put them on a paper towel so that they kind of like drip off the extra water and then they don't get slimy in your container. I meal prep ahead of time my fruits just so I can have things washed and ready to go. When I go grocery shopping, I try to take an hour. By the time I get home from the store, unpack, wash, rinse, pick whatever and put in my container. So blueberries stay in there regular. They're going to just be easy to go. And I can literally grab my container and fill it with fruit and change up my flavor. I could do a fruit parfait, do some Greek yogurt. There's a million different ways that you can do things. But here's the trick that was worth every penny. I bought these silicone cupcake tins off of Amazon, and everything is amazing in them. The only thing is you have to add a couple extra minutes of cooking time, but they literally come out perfectly. You can just pop them right out. There's no oil needed. I didn't put any spray or anything in them. And so that is kind of the big thing for me. I like a lot, like I said, I like a lot of flavor. So I'll do up a berry, sometimes I'll do an egg or two and then a piece of toast. I don't even use butter anymore. I use plant butter because my daughter has a dairy allergy. Quite frankly, I like the flavor of it anymore. So that's kind of a big thing for me for breakfast. I have a hard time just drinking a shake for breakfast. It just doesn't seem to be enough for me because I've been used to a big hearty breakfast my whole life. So I need a lot of substance, but that's me in a nutshell. So thanks for your time, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sonia. I'm going to pass it over to Beth, who's going to tell us a little bit about lunch and how she does lunch.
And real quick, guys, the eggs, 2 eggs is a protein. Okay. And if you have any questions on the quantity of what is what, then get with your coach.
Yeah, well, a red container.
Yeah, 2 eggs or 8 egg whites, which is a lot. Yes. So I'm following Sonia and I look like crap because I have COVID. So I'm over here just in my quarantine world. So I keep my lunches really, really, really simple. Right now I have grilled chicken. So I cooked this in the oven, 350 for like 30 minutes. And then when I do it, I do like 15 chicken breasts at once and then take a couple and put them in containers and put them in the freezer. So they're ready for next time I need to meal prep. So I don't have to do them every time. I am just cutting them. And then I also I do a tray of veggies in the oven. I do Normandy style vegetable blend from Kirkland. It's a huge bag and it lasts me forever. I just put a little bit of sea salt on that. I'll usually switch up the veggies as I go. And then I just do brown rice. So here is my container. So I have 1 of each, throw them in a container and I'm good to go. And this was 4 chicken breasts, a whole tray of veggies and a pot of rice, and it'll probably get me 10 meals. And what I usually do is after I make my meals, I'll put 3 or 4 in the fridge and put the rest in the freezer and then defrost as I need so that I don't have food going bad in the fridge because I'm really bad about that. Another quick little thing, if you are running short on time and you're trying to throw things together, this is something I just picked up at Costco a couple weeks ago, and it came with 2 packs of chicken, and they're grilled chicken strips. They're already cooked. You just need to warm them up. And this was 6 servings, 6 red cups. And so I got 12 cups out of these. Also, you do rotisserie chicken. I just saw Susie put that in the chat. I love doing that too. That's really easy. And then if I get bored of this meal, I can add things like I'll add a sprinkle of cheese on top, or I'll add some barbecue sauce, or add a little bit of Italian dressing, something just a little bit that's either a sauce or something to just switch it up and switch up the taste a little bit. But I try to keep my lunches super simple. And then if I know my family's having something that I don't want for dinner, like sometimes I'll just do lasagna for them, I'll take out one of these for my lunch. For my dinner or whatever. But I hope that helps you out, guys. And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Beth. I really appreciate it. I always forget to freeze things. Like I am
Yeah.
notorious for leaving stuff in the fridge and like, I don't want to eat that. And then it goes bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start doing.
I've
Thank you
gotten
for that
really
tip.
good about freezing because I am horrible about that. So
So
I like
smart.
just put it all back in the freezer and then take it out as needed because and I do that that's another thing I do with bananas too. When I buy bananas from the store, I cut them in half so they're a portion size and I put them in the freezer. So well,
Smart. Yeah, mine does
unpeel
that.
them first. Don't put them in with the peels because they're horrible to take the peels off. But then you can just throw those all in the freezer and take them out for smoothies or whatever as you need.
Smart. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. Angela's going to share some tips about snacks, right? Because a lot of us are eating containers and eating meals that is more than 3 meals a day. So Angela's going to give us some stuff on.
Yep.
snack.
So my morning snack normally consists of those egg cups that Sonia was talking about. I freaking love those. And my other one, this is really quick, is a Greek yogurt parfait. So the trick with the Greek yogurt, you want to make sure that you're getting the ones that has the less grams of sugar. So this particular one is Friendly Farms non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and this has 5 grams of sugar in it, no added sugar. So just look at your labels when you're picking out your yogurt. So I'm going to use my protein container, and then I would put it in a bowl. And if you guys are on the go with going into work still, you can get little plastic containers or just, a Tupperware. So I put the yogurt in here and then just whatever fruit you want. So just put that on top. And then I'm going to put some sliced almonds on top as well. And then I will do a sprinkle of cinnamon and a little drizzle of pure honey. And there you go. So I have my sweet fix in the morning. So afternoon, this is very much in line with the 3-day refreshes if you guys have done that, but I will portion out my veggies, and it's going to be whatever you want: peppers, cucumbers. The cucumbers that I get, you guys, is the English cucumber. The bigger ones you have to peel and more seeds in there, and this one is just way faster. You just take this off and chop it. So much easier. Eric likes radishes, so I'll mix up cucumbers and radishes. So you're not just eating one veggie the whole time. You're mixing it up to just get different flavors. So I'm going to start back using these containers or the Tupperware. So measure that out. I have my hummus, and I just picked this up last week, and I absolutely love it. It's everything bagel hummus. So good. Okay, so I'm going to portion that out. I have my veggie, and then I have my fruit, and I put all of that in there. And look how much food that is, you guys, right? And then there's one. So I'm literally have all my empty containers down here, and I'm going to go do my veggie, fruit, and healthy fat, and that's done. Put it in the fridge, and then I'll make my lunch. So that's kind of what I do. And it works. Containers are awesome, and flavor is awesome, like Sonia said too. Like that cinnamon on top of the parfait really just brightens it up a little bit. So those are my tips and everything. Thank you guys so much for being
Awesome.
here.
Thank you, Angela.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mandy's going to tell us about dinner. Mandy is like the queen of she's like queen chef, and she's so good at cooking. So Mandy's going to tell us how she makes it work with her busy, crazy schedule and some awesome tips for that.
Well, it's very kind of you.
It's true.
Master. So I don't have any physical food to show you. I also feel like dinner is one of those things that by that time of the day, I feel like you need to pick things that you want to eat. So you don't try to stray towards the takeout or, the kind of unhealthier things. So the way that what I do is, and this is chicken scratch, I apologize, but I always plan our dinners by the day, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I typically don't plan meals for Friday and Saturday. And from there, I take that into the other part of my plan of like what I'm going to eat for the rest of my day. And so I know exactly what containers I'm going to have at dinner. And that helps me then pick what recipe I want to make. So if I typically always have a red, a green, and a yellow to eat at dinner. I swap the yellow sometimes depending on just like how I'm feeling and if I feel like I need it or any of that, because I do have a lot of yellows in my plan. So from there, I collaborate with my partner, Zach, and I ask him like, what do you want to eat? So I know a lot of you have families. I cook for two. But I think that's part of it too, is like finding things that your family will eat, because then everybody, and again, I don't have children, so I know that can be really hard, but I think that helps everyone stay on track if you can find things that kind of go with what your family likes too. I peruse the recipes on Beachbody On Demand under Fixate. That's like pretty much where I get all of my inspiration from. It's right on your phone. So like there's the nutrition center, and I just go over to Fixate. Probably can't see that. That's okay. And then they have a whole thing of recipes. They have breakfast, they have snacks, they have dinners. I've turned a lot of our like the lunch ideas into dinners, things like that. But again, sorry, I got distracted. It keeps me with the container count. So for example, a couple weeks ago, I just found this in my like ongoing notebook. I had planned a chicken teriyaki casserole for Sunday, chicken and Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes for Monday, a turkey chili for Tuesday, buffalo chicken pizza for Wednesday, and then I made Thursday kind of a leftover day. One thing I do like about this, and I remember about this week, is that I didn't necessarily follow my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday plan, but because I had bought my ingredients for those things, I could also be flexible about like, well, that chicken teriyaki casserole actually takes longer than I want it to take. I'm going to switch over to this instead. So I think it just, again, it's like, if you plan things that you like to eat and you want to eat, you have those things readily available. I think by that time of the day, you're more likely to stay on track. I also turn all of my meals into leftovers. Again, I recognize that might not be an option when cooking for a family, but I typically roll over one of those dinner meals into my next day. So that kind of eliminates having to plan and prep day. And again, kind of based on the recipes I pick, knowing how Zach and I eat, like I said, I'll have a leftovers day, or I will extend a meal so I'm not overbuying and then have like food at the end, if that makes sense. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, no, that was helpful. Thank you, Mandy. I really appreciate it. And then I'm going to toss it over to Pam, and she's going to close it out for us and give us just kind of an overall general tips and tricks and how she works with her family. And then she's going to close it out with questions for us.
Awesome. Okay, just a few things before I get into my 5 things that you guys need to take into account. If you do not know what plan you are on, please type in the chat, and you can shout out your coach so we can get you on the right plan, so you know what amount of containers you need to be eating per day. Okay, please, we're here to help you. And this is just one part of the success, along with your workouts, that will, promote healthy weight loss. Okay. A lot of the girls have already mentioned this, but purchase the right containers. I know with COVID, a lot of things have changed with my meal prep. So I don't really use my containers as much because I'm not traveling, but we got these on Amazon. It has the large container here. This is going to be more for your protein, and then your veggie and your carb. Okay. These, you need to invest in good containers. If you get containers just like this, it's already mapped out, and you can prep it up every day for 5 days. Okay. So get the right containers for you. Map out your meals. Okay. Mandy just said this, like, we map out our fitness, right? And our exercise every day. We need to do the same thing for our food. Like, why wouldn't we do the same, right? Like, we have to map that out, because without that, guys, we're going to be astray and we're going to choose something not healthy, and it's not going to work. So we have to plan out our meals, and then whatever day that is, do it. And that goes into my next one. Enjoy the freedom after we get your meal prep done. Like, set a timer, 1 to 2 hours, get as much prep as you can done in that span of time, and then go go about your day, go about your family, go about your kids, whatever. Like you have to invest in that time. Okay. So purchase the right containers, enjoy your freedom after you're done, map out your meals. And then of course the recipes, whatever works best for you, keep those recipes on hand. I'm okay with eating the same things every day, and not everyone is like that, but it works. I have a veggie, I have a protein, and I have a carb for lunch and dinner. And then my snack and my breakfast, I fill in that way. Okay, so it's either chicken, fish, um, chicken or fish, or ground turkey or ground beef for my protein. And then my carb is white rice or sweet potatoes. And then my veggie is whatever I have on hand. That is what I eat. Okay. And then my last tip is use frozen foods. I know that fresh is better, but it's not always the cheapest. Okay. And what I've been doing is putting a lot of my containers in my shake. So I do frozen cauliflower and frozen spinach and kale to get my veggie in. Okay. I'll use PB Fit too for my healthy fat if I don't have hummus or whatever, but use as many, like some of you are in higher brackets, put as many in that shake because you cannot taste those veggies and it will reduce the time of you actually eating something that you aren't really reaching for and loving. Okay. So those are the 5. I'm going to repeat them again. Purchase the right containers, frozen avocado. The cauliflower makes it really creamy and smooth. Okay, purchase the right containers, map out your meals, backlog of recipes, frozen foods, okay, and enjoy your freedom. Use a timer after you get your meal prep done, and then it's off your plate and you can go about your day. Okay, that sound good? Any questions, guys?
Awesome. Really good tips, Pam.
What are the foods that we have mentioned that you guys do not like? Sending us a link in the group of the particular containers. Yes, I can.
Pam, I just want to Christina asked a really good question in the chat. She said, how would you measure out your food when you're combining foods for a dish? How would you recommend measuring out each group? I would, again, use those containers.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
if it's something like a casserole where everything is combined, you're like, I don't know, because there's already pasta and broccoli and mushrooms together, use your best judgment, right? If it's a majority of pasta, then that's going to be I would count it as a whole yellow. And then if you've got like the protein, try and get a whole serving of protein in there, but use your best judgment. And if you always
I will say too, when you do physically portion things out, like I was talking to people yesterday about how I used to make like 3-cup salads because I thought I was like, oh, I don't need to portion this. And then I made a 1-cup salad and I was like, holy cow. And I know it's vegetables that you're overdoing, but the more that you do use the container, at first you can visualize like what is a cup of broccoli, what is a cup of vegetables from a casserole. And I know I'm notorious. My boyfriend makes so much fun of me with my portion control. Sometimes I'll be pulling out broccoli and avoiding the noodles. I'm like, I can't have that. So you definitely get a feel for it the more that you take it from the container and put it on a plate.
Yeah. I will try and find the link, but yeah, that one looks similar. The one that Susie, the one that Susie got. But yeah, guys, I literally had gained 10 pounds since before the holidays, and I've been on my nutrition for 2 days and I'm down 5 pounds. And I know it's a lot of water weight and alcohol and shit, but if you guys eat your containers, you will see success. I promise.
I wanted to pipe in too. These I found at Target. They're the Good Cook brand. They're just in their little disposable Tupperware, and it's segregated. And in the bottom, in the bottom, it actually says 2 cups vegetables and fruit, 1 cup protein, 1 cup grain, and it's etched in. They're dishwasher safe, which is huge. And they say microwave safe. I just personally don't like to microwave in plastic, but But they're convenient, and they were like about $1 a piece, and that was from Target.
Nice.
What other questions does everyone have? What do you think is going to be the hardest thing? Because we're here to help with those. Okay.
Yeah, so I know I've been talking to a lot of my people, and it's a lot of food if you think about it when you're looking at your containers. But, and Susie swears by this too, when she got started, that she got more success eating all the containers than she did when she didn't. People think that eating less is actually going to give you a healthier body, but it's not. You're not nourishing yourself in the right ways. So that's why we swear by eating all of the right foods.
And real quick, one other thing, I put the Power Greens in my shake as well. And that gives you an extra serving of veggies. Like, one other thing that I don't have to eat during the day. And if I do eat my 4 veggies, then I just get an extra one. So if you guys really think that that is one of the containers that you will be challenged to hit every day, get the Power Greens. I promise you, like, it counts. Okay. It is a serving of veggies. You can get it in with that and you won't even taste it. Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions?
You got a couple more minutes.
I was going to say, also just remember, like, this is brand new and this is day one. All of this is a learning can't find words. All of this is a learning curve for everybody. So don't let one hard week or one frustrating week of feeling like, oh, I don't know how to do this, like, deter you. Like, keep going. I promise it gets better. You know, we want to go all in, but like, if you are struggling, like, reach out to your coach and set an obtainable goal. Because I know, like, I personally too, like, when I get super frustrated and overwhelmed, I'm just like, bah, and I'm all out. And that's what we want. We would rather you, like, come to us and say, like, hey, I'm really having a hard time with this, and let us help you, than just be like, I can't do it. And we've all been there.
Erin, you can do more than one serving of Power Greens, but that's not, the serving size is just one. I wish that container was larger because it does not last a month. So I always run out at the end of the month. So I usually just stick to 1 scoop.
And Emily just said that UPF says only 1 Power Green a day.
Yeah.
So thank you, Emily, for that.
I will say I also did that texting Autumn thing from Monthly Fix, and she wants you to get your veggies from real food. So she says try to limit that. But if you really hate veggies, once a day while you're starting.
Gotcha. Good to know. All right. Any other questions in here? Let's see. Yay.
Awesome. Thank you
all
guys so much.
for coming. This is so great.
This was really great. And again, if you guys have questions or you're still confused about the food, like Mandy said, this is new. We're here to help you and support you every step of the way. So, like, if you guys have questions, just ask, right? And you want to make sure that you know exactly how much food you're supposed to be eating tomorrow before tomorrow happens, right? Like, just so go in, calculate your food for 2B Mindset and for Ultimate Portion Fix, have a plan, reach out to us, and let's get ready to crush these next 9 weeks.
Yay!
Awesome. All right, let's take a picture before we head out. There's so many people on this call. I'm going to have to do 2. So everybody strike me with your best smile. And just keep smiling. This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on with us and taking the time to get prepped for success this weekend.